Hey guys, it's Mrs. Robinson, and you are watching The Sauce with Kenzie Taylor. New episodes every Tuesday. Is it in the bathroom? Kristen, are my titties even? Okay, sorry.
Yours are mine.
Yeah, they look great.
Sorry.
I'm impressed.
I never wear a fucking bra, and so I threw this on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Sauce with Kenzie Taylor. Today, my guest is Mrs. Robinson. Hi.
Hi.
And she is a content creator from Pittsburgh. Tell us a little about yourself.
Gosh, I don't know where to start. I'll start with my age. I'm 52, and I got into this space with OnlyFans back during COVID, when COVID started. And prior to that, I worked in software sales in the advertising industry. So if you ever watched Mad Men, I worked in that industry using
I love that show.
Oh my God, right? Don Draper, come
So
to me,
hot.
baby. But I did really well in that industry, and then I retired, and I used what I knew from that. Like I used to teach, big corporations how to brand and use social strategy and digital strategy. And I applied all that to being a completely nobody. And like within 6 weeks, it fucking worked. Oh, can I say fuck yet?
Yeah, you can say anything.
I wasn't sure. I know
Anything you want.
sometimes there's like time limits when you can say fuck.
It fucking worked.
Yeah, it fucking worked. And I was like, holy shit. And I mean, it didn't hurt that guys were jerking off more because they were home because of COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it started. And then
You're a real life MILF, so.
I am. Yeah, I have 2 kids.
awesome.
Yeah, I have a teenager, and then I
She's
have.
a hot MILF. I know you guys can't see like in person, but she's hot.
Oh my God, thank you. And thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Because I don't see myself like that, which I'm told is part of the allure. Like I just see myself as a boomer, and like, I have no idea what's going on, and I'm always in shock when something good happens. And when, like, I'm just me, I'm always like this. And I don't know, it's just kind of, I'm just in shock because society teaches us that only young girls are hot.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought. But then I did like a metrics analytics of MILF is like always in the top 3 for top Pornhub searches and cougars. And, I could stick this out forever and go with GILF at some point. I don't think my body will hold out though, because since I started 2.5 years ago, I have like herniated discs now.
Really?
Yes.
It's rough on your body. People don't understand, and I try to share that all the time. Like, it is very hard on our bodies. I mean, obviously it's hard on the male performers as well, especially with like opening up and stuff. But with us as female performers, like, we're thrown around essentially.
Yes, right.
Or we're having sex on objects like this hard table, like, or metal tables, or poolside, or just
teacher desks, because that's what I'm cast, the teacher. Because I also used to be a teacher in my 20s, so I'm cast for teacher scenes, and I've fucked more on desks than. And I remember I was shooting with Nathan Bronson, and I'm like,
Nathan.
I do too, and I was like, remember, I'm 52. And he's like, I got you. But afterwards I had like bruises, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But so I got into mainstream. I tweeted something about Brazzers, and Kieran Lee saw it and responded to it.
Shout out to Kieran.
Hey, Kieran. Kieran made it all happen. Truly. I'm super grateful for him. He introduced me to so many heavy hitters, and being my age is a lot easier than for the younger girls. There are just so many of them. And I got in, right when I turned 50, and he introduced me to, Cherie DeVille and Johnny Sins and Nikki Benz and all these people that have really, really helped me, because a studio would say, hey, what's your rate? And I would text Cherie and go, what's my rate? I don't even know what this means.
Rate? What? I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess I was like undervaluing, because there aren't many people my age that got into porn after 50.
Yeah.
So
I think it's really inspiring and empowering to women over the age of 50, because, even as a woman, like I'm 32, and like, it takes guts getting in past 25 like I did, but like your age, it's just, and that's not even old to me. To me, it's like 70, 80, like that's getting up there. But it's just super empowering to women of your age, because a lot of them kind of like how you said at the beginning, you know, you don't look at yourself that way and stuff, but like you're truly beautiful, and the way that you're able to really own your sexuality and your sexual desires and express them freely is really empowering. It's a powerful thing. So
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I mean, truth be told, I was a huge hoe in high school and college.
Hey, it's all good.
Right? And
whole life.
My first scene after I talked to Karen the first time and flew out to LA, and I shot my very first mainstream scene
Which
for
was
Brazzers.
Johnny Sins, correct?
No, it was Van Wild for Brazzers.
Okay.
Nerd loves big naturals. And I remember as we were fucking, thinking in my head, I've been training my whole life for this. Like, okay, this is good. I can do this. And it was really cool. No, the Johnny Sins scene was... do you want me to give you the background on the Johnny thing? Yeah. So this has caused a huge shitstorm in my personal life. I am from Pittsburgh, and I live in this like suburban bubble of hell that I call it. And there's this little small subset of Karens, and they're so miserable, and they hated me. They've always hated me because they're Karens, but now they really hate me because their husbands are in my DMs on OnlyFans. So shout out to all your husbands.
Yeah. What's up, husbands?
Right. But what one of them did, and this ties into the Johnny Sins thing. So Johnny Sins, you know, he's a lawyer, an astronaut, and a teacher, and a student. Yeah. So when I first started out, I bought promo from him on TikTok, and he was like, guys, look, it's my former teacher, Mrs. Robinson. So everybody kind of was like, oh my God, it really is his teacher, because we're both from Pittsburgh. And the timing worked out that my literal second year of teaching, he was in 10th grade.
Yeah.
So the timing worked, and so we ran with it. We're like, this narrative's fucking cool. And it took us a while to get to shoot because he was busy, I was busy. And then by the time we shot, I walked in to shoot with him, and no other scene I felt pressure except Johnny Sins, because my fans on OnlyFans were constantly asking me about it. And just before we shot, he goes, you're my most requested collab. And I was like, fuck.
You're like, fuck, no pressure. I've never got to work with Johnny, but he's on my list, and I'd feel pressure, and like, I'm not even his most requested, so I can't even imagine you're like having a heart attack.
I really was, because I just was freaking out, and it came out, and it sold like crazy. And then, you know, I went on podcasts, and everybody's always like, oh, Johnny Sins was your student. And everyone knows, like, porn isn't real life. When I'm shooting right, I'm shooting a stepson scene, I promise you, first off, I don't have a stepson, but that's not real. Well, this Karen in my community posted on a public board that in the same place where I taught, was fucking former students, which means she's watching my porn. Yeah. She's watching my podcast.
Wow.
And
no life.
But it caused a lot of problems for me, because there were certain community organizations that were expressing concern over the validity of these accusations. And I was like, holy shit, like, you really fucking thought I was fucking my students? Like, those are like fighting words.
Yeah.
And seriously. So I'd like to dedicate this to that specific Karen, and you know who you are, and this goes especially out to your husband.
Yes.
But yeah, so Johnny Sins was really cool. The scene did really well, but the backlash from it in my community has truly been a nightmare. Like, she doxed me too.
Have you ever thought about moving?
Oh yeah, I'm moving here, definitely. I have a teenager in high school, and we're coming here.
I feel like you'd really like it here. Like, everyone's a lot more free. Yeah. You don't really got to worry about people like that. I mean, of course, society is like that to us, but for the most part here in LA, like, especially if you live in like West Hollywood or Hollywood, different friendly areas of sex workers and, you know, the gay community and all of that, you don't really have to worry about that negativity. Exactly. Because that's probably draining.
It is draining. And my safety's at risk at home. And, you know, I don't publicize it at home whatsoever. Of course people know. And of course people can connect who I really am. But safety is important. And I'm a single mom. And I don't know. It's just, I can't wait to move here. But my teenager can't wait to move here either.
How many years is it until?
2024.
Oh,
so we're almost there.
Almost.
I know. I cannot wait.
So close.
Yes. But I'm here all the time. I come in to shoot, and, do collabs and stuff like that.
So do you mainly shoot for your OnlyFans, or would you say you do 50-50, your OnlyFans and then mainstream porn now?
So it was mostly OnlyFans, and then, shooting with professional porn stars. And I did a lot of collabs with Alexis Fox, Nikki Benz, Holly Hotwife, Cherie DeVille, Kieran, and Johnny Sins. And then I started doing mainstream a little bit more. And then I had to have a surgery in, I don't even remember when it was, February. And I had to stop for a while. But I'm finally cleared and getting back into it. So it'll be about 50-50.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have an agent that books your stuff, or are you kind of self-booking?
I was with East Coast Talent for a while, but I said just like on hold because I couldn't shoot, and I felt bad that I didn't want to be up on the website and then have him constantly say, "Oh, she's unavailable." So,
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of winging it right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, slow and steady wins the race.
That's
so
right.
You'll know when you're 100% ready.
Yeah, for sure.
So I will say this. You were nominated in 2022 for AVN's Hottest MILF of the Year and 2022 XBiz Cam Awards for Best MILF Premium Social Media Star. And that was only being in the business for a year.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I was blown away. And I was so excited about it. And I'm not like a bragging kind of person, but anytime I mention it, I'm just in shock and grateful and honored. And yeah, it was really crazy. Of course, I knew I wouldn't win. I hadn't done enough, but just the honor of being nominated, I was like, this is so cool.
That's really awesome to be
Yeah.
nominated within your first year. I mean,
Thank you.
That's a huge thing.
Thank you. Yeah.
Kudos to that. Insert applause here.
Thanks.
So, a fun fact about you: you used to illegally drag race.
I sure did.
Yeah,
So,
tell us about that. I love to hear fun stories about
Yeah.
drag racing legally.
so I was really bad. I'm sober now, but before, which is even crazier now that I think of it, because I wasn't sober doing that. But yeah, I lived in South Florida. I lived in Boca Raton for some time, and I was dating this guy, and he was really into cars, and he got me into drag racing, and we used to illegally street race on Federal Highway.
Wow.
And I would race a 68 Camaro rally sport, and I would win a lot of the time.
That's
But,
awesome.
yeah, and like running from the cops, and like in my 20s, like totally crazy, and just I can't believe I lived to tell. The things that I've done have just been insane.
Did you run from the cops a lot?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's hear, because you said you're sober 19 years, correct?
Yeah. So, well, September 8th of 2003 is my date. And so September this year will be 19 years.
So you're clean and sober. You don't do anything?
No. Mm-mm.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to hear a fun story though from your being messed up days. There's
Oh,
got to be a
Jesus.
really good juicy one.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think. The first one, and I don't know if it's juicy. I was dating this other guy at the time, and I saw him talking. I was hammered and had done a bunch of coke, and saw him at a bar. He was talking to this lady, and I threw her down the stairs, and he was a stockbroker, and it was his biggest client because I thought he was cheating on me. And then he was like, that was my client. And then I like threw myself into the middle of the street, and the police had to come. Like, that was a nightmare. That wasn't very fun though. Another story, I ended up on, how do I explain this without giving too much information? I ended up on this yacht somehow. I don't even remember. I blacked out a lot. Ended up on this yacht in Miami with an extremely very famous singer. That I can't say because people will figure it out. In like 2001, and ended up dating this dude, and but I was totally messed up through the whole thing, and I ended up going to treatment, and the Inquirer was like trying to call me. Like, it was just so insane. That was nuts. I used to, when I taught, I don't remember what grade it was, but I was high as fuck on I was like rolling and teaching, and the kids,
God.
yeah, right, yeah, that's a little messed up. Yeah, but the kids
Drugs,
loved it.
ladies and gentlemen, drugs.
Yeah, that's right. We do recover.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are just off the top of my head. I'm sure
Yeah,
there are more.
I can't even tell you how many times I blacked out as well.
Yeah.
There was this one time when I was at this bar. It's actually at a strip club bar in Tampa, Florida. And I was there. Well, it's my husband now, but my boyfriend at the time. And we were sitting there talking. And this one guy was like talking shit to me. And I was all messed up. And I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, hold my drink. And I walk over and I climb under this bar and go over. And I just start pounding the guy in the face
Yes.
that was talking shit to me. And instead of like kicking me out, the owner, the manager, and all the dancers were like clapping. They were so excited about it.
Wow.
Because they hated this guy.
I love it.
Apparently
Oh my
he
God.
always gives everyone shit. And they were like, someone finally did something. But it was hilarious because I woke up the next day and I remembered, like, I had thought that I did something, but I couldn't remember. And I
Yeah.
woke up and all my knuckles were just like
Oh my gosh.
super swollen.
So you were like
blacking out.
Yeah, so you had that. I had that too, where I was like, I will fight anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
It was always people too, a lot of the times that were like bigger than me.
Yeah, always.
Like
Yes.
a guy that's like 7 foot tall, like, I'll take you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
oh, that's
what?
funny. Oh, yeah.
So, have you ever thought about being like a contract performer for Brazzers? Have you ever talked to them about that?
I haven't. I would love to do that. Yeah.
I feel like you look like a total Brazzers MILF.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would be such an honor. I would definitely do that.
Yeah.
If they asked.
So due to, kind of the scrutiny and stuff that you deal with of doing OnlyFans and then mainstream porn and, you are a mom and everything, how are you able to balance your mental health, and stay, I guess, sane per se, and
Sure.
not, acting out into all of the bullshit that's really going on and not giving these people anything else to
Yeah.
fuck around with?
So I hadn't mentioned this to you before, but when I first started doing OnlyFans, before I did it, I've had a therapist for, oh my gosh, forever. Kudos to you, Walter, wherever you are. He's like the most amazing human, but he calls me on my shit. He's just amazing. And he's an expert in families and children, and he's just a no bullshit guy. And when I was thinking about doing OnlyFans, I went to him and we talked about it. I expected him to say, like, are you fucking crazy? But he didn't. And he said, what are you going to do about the kids? Because at the time, my teenager was 13, 14. And I said, I'm going to talk to my teenager. And I sat down and I said, hey, what do you think about mom being on OnlyFans? And like my kid spit out his water. He goes, Mom, you're pretty for a mom. But do you think they like want to see that? And I said, buddy, I don't, but I'm here and they do. And he said, go get
They
that
do.
bag. And I was like, what? And I'm like, really? And I said, do you understand what OnlyFans is? And I'm like, do you realize you're going to go into school and these asshole Gen Z kids are going to hold up a camera and be like, your mom's pussy's on the internet.
Yeah.
And my kid said to me, and this is the thing that completely changed my life, like of all things, my kid, he goes, why do you care what people think so much? And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And he's like, because I don't. And I
Yeah.
said, okay. And, there's been no backlash for my kid toward my kid whatsoever. And
That's
truly,
amazing.
and people will always say, oh, the kid cares and isn't telling you. And we're super open in my family because in my life, my parents were never open with me about
Yeah.
anything. Everything was a secret.
Yeah.
And so, I have my therapist, I meditate, and I've just learned not to give a fuck what people think. And it took a long time. I spent the first half of my life trying to conform to what society said I should be doing. And when I said fuck it, it's been so empowering.
Yeah.
And don't you love the people that are like, oh, they say it's empowering. It's really not, though. But it really is.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, and
we wouldn't just say that. Like,
Right.
it really is.
It is. And I just don't care. I've lost a lot of friends, a lot of, acquaintances that I thought were friends because they're like, how could you do that? How
Yeah.
could you do that? What do you mean? Like, you do it for free.
Yeah.
So you dummy.
You're like, I'm actually really safe. I
Yes.
get tested like every 14 days. So when's the last time you got tested?
That's right. Yeah, show me your printout.
That's what I
Yeah.
always ask people. I'm like, you want to dog me? Like, when's the last time you got tested for STDs or HIV?
That's right.
Oh, never? Okay.
Right.
Sit down.
Yeah, that's right. Let me show you mine. It's
Exactly.
computerized.
That's really awesome, though, that, you know, that your
Thanks.
kid was supportive and said that to you, because it is true. Like, who gives a shit?
Right.
No matter what, we're all going to have people that, you know, are against us and never for us, and
Yep.
whatever,
Uh-huh.
you know? Like, I actually put this quote the other day on my Twitter, and I was like, I don't know, I was living in this moment where it was just so true, and I'm like, it's so true. It said, haters will broadcast your losses, and they'll whisper about your wins. That's so true.
That is so true. That just gave me chills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really love that. So
Yep.
I don't know. I think that's really awesome.
Thank
Seriously,
you.
you're probably super inspiring to a lot of people,
Oh, thank you.
especially women.
Thank you.
I'm over here like, oh
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I needed that
welcome.
today. It's been a day.
yeah. I know you said that when you came in. You're like, have you ever had one of those days?
It was like one thing after another. And I'm like, it's okay, because you can start your day over at any minute. And I would start it over, and then something else would happen. And I'm like, fuck this day. And then I'm like, no, we're starting over.
I know. I had a day like that one time, and my sponsor, I talked to her, and I'm like, I'm just really going crazy today, and freaking out. And she's like, it's okay. It's 5 p.m. Just start your day over. I'm like, it's 5 p.m. The day is almost over. She's like, it's fine. It's still starting it
Yep,
over. Start
exactly.
it over.
Right.
So, you know, there's those days where sometimes you just have to take it, you know, an hour at a time, a minute at a time, even.
Yes.
So
That was today already.
life.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself an introvert or extrovert?
Funny you should ask that, because I almost put it, you know, when we were talking ahead of time. I am an introvert who can be extroverted. I can be outgoing, but I need my time by myself to kind of like re-up my energy level. I love being alone. I haven't dated in like 4 years. I don't even hook up. Like, the only sex I have is porn sex. But
Do you want to date, or no, you just don't have any desire?
I don't think I have. I didn't have a desire for a long time. And then I'd say for the last 6 months, I've been toying with the idea of getting on a dating site. And I've created profiles, and then I just delete them. And then I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to create a profile. So then I'm like, I can't put my picture up, because what if somebody recognizes it and they only want to date me because I do porn? I don't know how to date. And then, you know, the guys, they message us like, I don't know. I don't know how to date. It's been so long.
I kind of feel that, not for guys, but so for girls, because I'm like able to have a girlfriend. That's cool in my relationship. And I was going to do that. I was going to get on a dating app and try and find a girlfriend. But the thing is they're not tested.
That's right.
But it's like, I don't want to date a girl like that that's in the industry that I work with. I don't
That's
want to, you know, crap where I eat per se. Yes. But it's hard with the testing situation. So then it's like, number one, you have to tell them that you do porn.
Yep.
Because if you're going to be, you know, in a relationship or even start one, you have to be open and honest from the get-go.
That's right.
And then number two, about the testing, like, I guess I'll pay for your test here.
Yeah. Like, how do you do it?
Yeah,
Right. And
it's
even on a
weird.
dating profile, what do I put for my job? Porn? Like, I don't know how to do that. What are they going to do with that info? And so I'm like, all right, fuck the dating profile.
Yeah, you're like, fine.
Maybe I'll meet someone at like Home Depot or something.
Maybe you can be with one of the Karen's husbands for fun.
Oh my gosh. They're in my DMs.
Do like some POV videos. Thanks. Your husband was great.
Oh my gosh. Oh, they are such a nightmare.
Let's see. What do you think is a common thing that's misunderstood about you?
Gosh. I don't know. Maybe that my shock at the success could be mistaken for arrogance, because I am, you know, as a recovering alcoholic addict, I have that less than kind of thing going on. And I am not a boasting, arrogant kind of person. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I was nominated for something. And I always wonder if it's coming across as arrogant or boasting, because I don't brag, I don't boast. I'm in shock. It's more that. And so, there have been a handful of people in the industry that the way, I don't even know how to put this without being an asshole. The way that they like talk to me, I get that vibe, and I want to be like, no, like I'm really not like that. I really am.
Yeah.
But I believe people who say, "Oh, I'm humble," aren't really humble, because when you're humble, you don't have to say it.
You don't say it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm really just in shock, and I'm really just grateful for the opportunity, and I'm having fun with it. But definitely, the other day I started my YouTube channel, which is like so embarrassing, because I'm like, hey guys, couldn't even know where to look in the camera, and it was like really short, but one of the guys commented and said, I love your confidence. And I wrote this long reply to him. I said, I don't think it's confidence. I think it's just my age, and I don't give a shit what people think, because I don't feel confident. It must be that it must be that because I don't care, that it comes across as confidence, but maybe that's what confidence is. I don't know. But
I know there's so many different like definitions, or everybody thinks differently, feels differently about things. So yeah, maybe your version of being confident is just not giving a shit.
And I remember Kieran at the very beginning, when I asked him for some tips, he said, just don't get a big head. And I still haven't. Now I do what I do. I'm very active on social media. I've had 12 Instagram accounts banned, one at 2 million, one at 345,000, and I'm growing my account again. So please go follow my new Insta.
Well, I'll have you share it at the end.
Yeah, no, but
that's crazy though. I don't know why Instagram hates sex workers so much. And then I'll see girls that are influencers, and they'll basically be naked on their page. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I don't get this.
Right, with the bathing suit in their labia, wet, spread, and I'm like, I was in a turtleneck and corduroys in a bathtub, and TikTok banned me. I was like, what did I do? Was it the bathtub? I mean, I did that on purpose to say, like, look, I'm not breaking any rules.
Yeah.
And they banned me. So I try to be, fun and interactive and engage with my audience. And I hear Karen all the time, don't get a big head. And I'm constantly working. I haven't had a day off since March of 2020, and I'm taking a trip. I go to Aruba with some friends on Sunday, and I know I haven't had a trip without my kids in 14 years. So.
Wow. You're going to come back and you're going to be so dark and fucking
I can't wait.
Rejuvenated.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I need it badly.
Hey, who knows? Maybe you'll see a hot guy there.
He better be tested.
Hey,
right?
You can't have sex with me, but you can go ahead and go down there.
That's right.
Well, honestly, I really appreciate you making the time to come to my podcast. It means a lot to me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me that you had me on the show. I was so excited when we were chatting.
You're so sweet. If you had to pick someone that's influential in your life, who would you say is influential? And it can be someone that you know or you don't know.
My kids.
Yeah.
Both my kids. Yeah. They teach me more about life and about myself than anyone else. And, the Gen Z generation, there is that subset that loves the whole Andrew Tate thing. And that's a whole nother thing. I'm so anti Andrew Tate. Sorry if any, actually, I'm not sorry.
Yeah. Don't be sorry. It's your
fuck
opinion.
him. But, there's a tiny group of those, but the younger generation, like my teenager, they're just so, anti-racism and anti-bigotry. And I do have hope for our future because of that. And they teach me things all the time. And even my 26-year-old who, she has an OnlyFans, Amber Blake, which is a whole different story. I looked at the universe like, are you kidding me?
Like,
really?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I think that's kind of a cool dynamic that you're able to even say that, because like my mom is super supportive of like anything I do and stuff, as long as I'm healthy and happy and safe. That's what she says.
Yes.
But if she were to have an OnlyFans and then be like, so my dad was OnlyFans, I don't know if I could be like, hey, check out my mom's OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird dynamic.
It's different.
We sat down and like set boundaries as far as we never, like I'll shout her out, but we'll put up pictures of like, here's us on Thanksgiving, you know, and we're dressed in Thanksgiving-y kind of family clothes, stuff like that. But
you guys probably get a lot of like perverted, like, oh, you guys gonna do a video together? It's like,
yep, they get blocked immediately.
Yeah, you're like, that's incest.
It's
Like,
so repulsive.
Yeah.
Literally never. But she has taught me a lot about myself too, and she's my hype girl.
hype man. That's cool.
Yeah, she is.
She toots your horn for you when you need it.
Yeah, but vice versa.
Toot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get what you're saying though about you know, not having a big head, but also kind of not feeling bad when you're, you know, rooting yourself on at points, but feeling weird about it because so yesterday was my directorial debut for Next Door Studios.
I saw that. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I was like celebrating it and everything like that. I was super stoked about it because it was like a really big deal for me because it was a huge goal I had, and for it to finally be here and stuff, I was just like, wow. But then there were part of me that was like,
yep.
Is this ego? Like, I never know what's ego, you know, prideful,
Yes.
and then what is just like genuinely like celebrating here. So then I kind of try to tone it down.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, maybe I should just delete all my celebration videos. I don't know. I'm just so happy.
Yeah, I think that people who have pure hearts understand where it's coming from, and the people that want to be miserable are going to find something wrong with anything you do. And I even got an email. I'm on, I think it's XBiz that I got it from, and I saw that you had your directorial debut, and I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. But I follow you on socials, and I never saw anything that was arrogant or boastful or anything like that.
Okay,
yeah, no, not at all.
Because I was like trying to celebrate, but not be too flashy about it.
No, you weren't at all.
What's the best compliment you've gotten lately?
Gosh, I must not pay attention to what they are. You know what? On the YouTube channel, these guys keep telling me they just love that I'm real. And, you know, I did it. There's no filter. I'm driving. I can't see. I was like blowing my nose because my allergies are terrible. And just being who I am at like my age, and I'm not doing anything sexual, and it's just my life, and I for the life of me can't understand why they're interested in it, but they are, and they're so sweet. But when they were saying you're just so interesting when you're just being you, and I don't see that because I'm an introvert and I'm at home with my dog Rudy, who everyone knows on social media, and we just really lay low. In fact, it was funny. I think it was my agent. I don't remember who, or I know who it was. My OnlyFans brand management. They were like, make sure you're like taking your phone when you do fun things and put it on your Instagram story. And I said, I do. I just don't do too much. That's interesting.
I'm so bad at like
Yes.
taking photos and stuff. Like I'll take photos of like things that I'm doing, but like never like, oh, a selfie here, a selfie here. I don't know. I've just never been a person that's like,
Same.
I want to take selfies. So one thing that I do is I go feature dancing, and my best friend travels with me, and he always is like on my ass, like, let me take a picture of you doing this. Let me take a picture of you doing this. And he'll always like remind me of it. I'm like,
That's great.
dude, why can't you just send me reminders all day long? And then I'll be so good on OnlyFans.
Oh
because
my
I'll
gosh,
have so
yeah.
much content.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah,
Well,
I
come
just-
to Pittsburgh and feature dance there. We've got 2 really good clubs.
I am actually. Rick's Cabaret is my favorite club
Really?
in Pittsburgh. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm. They're having me back again. I think I'm coming there in November.
Let me know. I'll
Yeah,
come
well-
down. Oh my gosh, yeah, it'll be
And
fun.
we'll have to collab.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
I need some Mrs. Robinson in my life.
Absolutely. Mommy will be there.
Love it. Thank you again so much for coming. If you want to, you can wave to
Thanks.
everyone in that camera, and you can tell them all your socials, your OnlyFans, promote anything you have coming up and all of that.
Absolutely. So thank you for having me on the show first. And you can go to mrsrobinson.fans. That will take you right to my VIP OnlyFans. And if you join today, you will get my lifetime premium snap for free, which is usually $200. I'm on Twitter, Mrs. Robinson XO. Insta right now is, I mean, by the time this comes out, it could be something totally different because they hate me. But it's Let Mrs. R Live. Please let Mrs. R live. But once you go to my Instagram, I have a Who Be There. It's kind of like a link tree, and all of my links are there. And I'm really funny on TikTok too, if you want to see that. So yeah, just mention the podcast and I'll send you a special treat on my OnlyFans too, in addition to my Snap.
Ooh, special treat.
Yeah.
Also, what's your YouTube channel?
My YouTube.
Is that in your link thing?
Yep, it's in my link. Yeah, so just go to my Instagram and then click there and you can find all of my links.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, be sure to follow her, subscribe, and get some special treats, okay? All right. I will see you guys next time.
Thanks,
Bye.
Kens. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, it's me, Kenzie Taylor. Thanks for watching the Sauce Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, which I know you did, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I actually want to see you guys go crazy in the comments below. I would love to hear your feedback and questions you have for me or my guests, who you want to see on here. Let's just have some fun with it and get saucy. New episodes every Tuesday, so I will see you next Tuesday.